What's up, fellas? Oh man, this is great. It's the perfect day to show you guys what I got going on here. So look, if you weren't paying attention now, I think you should. Look, these are the helmets that were made for us by the people that make piñatas. These things are to scale. I gave them my helmet, one of my helmets, and said, okay, we're gonna have like all the kids are gonna be marching, but we don't want them wearing, fucking $500, $600 helmets. So we're going to be practicing marching in these helmets, which are made out of carton. It's just recycled shit. But here's the end result. Check that out. This is made for one of the little kids. So here's how that one turned out. And you see, you know what? I don't normally do this, you guys. But I wanted to make this one special because this is the little sister of one of the boys that's in the class. He had his 11th birthday the other day. So instead of me just giving her one without the name on it, I made a copy of their last names. So they both have the same last name on there. And if you look real close, it also has just a little bit of, I put silver glitter into the mix of clear. So the red that you're looking at right now is nothing more than this school kid's fucking red. The cheapest cheap you could buy. This thing probably costs like 75 cents. And listen to this, man. Painted it on. I let it dry completely. Somehow, some way, because you remember that this is made out of fucking cardboard. Completely out of cardboard. And these are made out of cardboard. Look, cardboard. See that? I ain't gonna bullshit you. Totally out of cardboard. So and when I put resin on it, see, I paint it like 6, 7 times. It's hard as a rock. And what's great about it, it has some weight to it, but it's not so heavy that it's impossible for them to wear it for marching and stuff. Isn't that neat? Now look on the bottom. Okay, look at that. In here, I put in some copper gilding, and then on the very bottom, it looks like the universe because it has another one of these little flowers at the bottom. And I just put the rest of the resin that I had left over in the thing in there. This is all covered in resin. Okay. The mom is going to put like a piece of cloth on there and a little chin strap. So, and it's a little girl. She's like 2 years old. And I thought it'd be cute. So for his birthday, both of them had the helmets ready to go. So I was pretty happy about that. And these are the ones that they made. I had nothing to do with this. All I did was paint them with resin and then just get these designed and all that stuff and just put stickers on them. So that's what we're doing tonight. Except you see, what you guys may or may not know is that red is the designated color for firefighters when you become an officer. And an officer could be anything that is above, would be second lieutenant and above, except when you get to commander, then it turns white. It becomes white. It would be this color. See this? That would be white. And now that I think about it, I probably want to keep a couple of these in case we have some commanders that want to come and just pose and take pictures. We'll have like white helmets ready for them to go. I mean, that would be awesome, right? But anyway, this is how the captains. We have 2 kids that are captains. One of them is the drone pilot, and he has a very strange like shape to his. And then we have another kid that's just going to be doing drones for forest fires. So both of them are practicing for 2 different techniques in firefighting. One of them is doing urban, so things like earthquakes and shit like that. He's learning how to just elevate the drones above whenever there's an earthquake. So it's a real thing, and it's a real job, and it's a real career for kids because drones, listen, if they start practicing with drones now, by the time they're 16, 17 years old, they're flying like industrial or agricultural drones. They're making more money per day in Mexico as drone pilots than somebody else would make an entire month in one single day. And that's a drone pilot. So why not teach the kids something that has a marketable skill to it? But before we get into that, I wanted to show you one more thing. Okay, you know how when you're in a fire, the whole thing is blacked out. You can't see anything in front of you. Okay. Now, what I did want to tell you is that even though these are considered, like this is not something that you would consider like something safety. Okay. So let's not go there and say, oh, those kids are going to bash their heads in. No one is going to be doing anything but marching in these things. So it's not like, and this is a kid, this is a little kid. But that's the example I wanted to show you before I got started painting. Isn't that awesome though? Look at the color of that. It came out so smooth and it did it all by itself. That resin just laid down all by itself. And I just put a little piece of reflective tape on the back. And I'm gonna go over it one more time. And got some paint on it, but that's okay because that paint, let me tell you something, guys. The cool thing about this paint, besides it being cheap, and you could buy it in like a fucking, I don't even know what, like a bookstore or whatever sells paper and shit, and just get a nice brush to go with it. Because look, brushing, if you got a good brush, can't go wrong. Anyway, so before we get into that, let me just show you the badges. And I can't show you the other shit because we had wooden badges made at a place that does laser designs for us. And the fucking lady told me that they went out of business. And I mean, what kind of bullshit is that? But all of that aside, they sent me a design. It's all in wood. So they decided they were going to go ahead and print and made me an example. And I need to know how much they cost because, listen, if it costs $5, that's more than these parents make. So if I get $5, then we spend $5. These cost $6, I believe $6 or even $7 each for each kid. And they are as authentic as you could possibly get. Every single detail on the badges is something that we came up as a team and designed on these things because we wanted these to be to scale. We don't want our little bitty firefighters running around in stuff that looks like toys or looks like costumes. We want something that's actually effective against any kind of accidents, or like I put knee pads on all of the tactical pants. Okay, so the new ones, which are the Class Bs, do not have knee pads on the tactical pants because they're supposed to be wearing tactical knee pads when they're doing search and rescue. So there's no excuse for any of that. Anyway, we're going to move on to talking about these bad boys. Because look, I love how they came up with this design. Okay, I sent them nothing more than my actual helmet, and I sent them a diagram of somebody who made like kids' paper helmets or whatever, so they could learn how to do the structure. Then they took it a step further and did this interesting thing so that a kid's head would fit also one size fits all as long as there's a little bit of springiness to this. Now, if you look, it actually fits my head. Okay, it fits right on top of my head. This one is actually, look at that, fit right on top. This looks good for silver. I mean, it looks like a mining cap, believe me or not, because it looks like this one is made correct. Okay, if you look, you'll see I've got the back end, which is the tail end. That's all solid. Look at that. That's a perfectly rounded cut. These people have some real serious talent. Okay, that is very, very talented artwork. I mean, this is flawlessly made. I cannot see a single seam. I mean, I see a few wrinkles, but that's nothing. I mean, I shot this in 30 seconds with some silver aluminum, metallic aluminum, because part of my technique for doing this is I gotta talk. Geez, you guys, I realize that I'm only talking to party one, but this is the coolest thing. So I got these lights. These are bicycle lights. Now, all I want to do is I'm going to actually implant these into the back of this in the resin. Okay, the reason why, and I'm going to put the battery on the outside, not on the inside. Then I'm going to insulate the battery so it's not going to explode if we even get close to fire. But you'll see it has different modes. That's kind of a cool one. That'll scare the shit out of some rateros. That one's the, okay. So there's a lot of settings on this. And that is off, holding it down. And I'm gonna stick that around the back of those because I just had one. I don't give a fuck. So anyway, that's what we're gonna do tonight. So tune in when I come right back. It's 10:10 right now, and I have a feeling that there's some shenanigans going on outside. So I gotta go. Bye.